Hey y'all, sorry about the lighting for starters. Anyway, this is Mr. Nick with, we're going to do a series on Rise Up America. Alright, this topic will be about war and peace. When does a nation need to go to war? Well, there's a couple factors that would be involved. That's after every other avenue is explored by the federal, state, and or local powers. Local doesn't have as much to do. I don't think it has anything to do with it. Excuse me. Let's start over. This topic will be about war and peace. And when does a nation need to go to war? Every other avenue would be explored by our federal government. The President of the United States. Currently, that is President Trump. Whether you agree or disagree, that's the facts. But a nation will not go to war as a first resort. At least a somewhat civil nation, a somewhat reasonable nation, will not go to war. Those will not be the first steps. They will take every avenue of peace they can. And this is one reason President Trump is actually, when he states he needs to build up our military, he wants to make us safer, give us more peace through strength and stability. So in order to do that, he needs to strengthen and fortify the military of the United States of America. And this is how you do it: peace through strength, and through military might. These are my views. This is what I believe. You're welcome to agree or disagree with me in the comment section. But with the peace side of it, there's no civilized nation, no nation who believes in humanity enough, and or maybe a Christian nation. There might be some. The United States is actually one of them. I mean, there's quite a few Christians in the United States. You can't argue with that. Anyways, the peace side of this is, you're going to get government leaders in the federal government working with the President of the United States to attempt to gain peace without war. When all else fails, and they have to, they do send the military in. It's not really anything to be afraid of. It's nothing new. It's been happening for years and years and years. For the most part, my strong belief is we went to war over oil in most cases. And yet we have all those reserves here in the United States. We have a lot of not just reserves, but we have a lot of natural resources. We have a lot of places that could be tapped. And yes, it should be done safely. It should be done safely. But there are ways to do so. I'm convinced that there are ways to do so. You got shale, you got natural gas, you've got a lot of things. Coal. There are just numerous resources in the United States that we have not even tapped. And for a nation my belief is for a nation to go to war over oil is absolutely stupid. For a nation to go to war to gain peace in its own nation, and or to defend the weak and the defenseless, is a whole nother ballgame. And there are instances where the United States military has had to go into other countries and essentially, go to war with them, to save some people. Yeah, you can go all the way back to World War II probably to find instances where they actually were defending, actually doing something for the good of the people of that nation. Um, anyway, the other thought I have is like President Trump or not, like President Trump or not, we've got to stay strong. We've got to act on our beliefs in a positive way. We've got to act on our values in a positive way. Um, we've just got to do things in such a way, not create chaos. That's not the goal. That should never be your goal. That should never be your goal, to create chaos or riots in the street. For all those the so-called protesters, if you're in the streets and you're blocking traffic, you're not a protester. You are a rioter and you are a provocateur. You are provoking people to get angry. And my wholehearted belief is you are being paid by someone we all know. His initials are GS. Now, for those of you warmongers, anybody or even anybody who fears we might go to war, that's a strong possibility. But it won't be only because Donald Trump is in office as president. It will be because of the so-called Obama legacy. And we know that Obama bought a home, 8-bedroom home, about 2 miles away from the White House, and displaying some, what would you call it, nefarious acts, maybe? We got to keep an eye on that, and I'll do an Obama Watch series here shortly. And just stay tuned for that, because I do work and I haven't been feeling too good. Seem to be getting better. But back to the one of my thoughts here. When we all get together and we try to do the right thing, come together, put our values together, and try to trust in a way forward, a positive way forward, no matter who's president, no matter who's in the presidential office, no matter who's in your state governor's office. If you want to rise up and defend your values, do it, but do it in a positive way. If you're going to protest, go out and do a real protest. Stand on the sidewalks with your signs, and even, throw out some information out there, put some information, saying, this is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm doing this, because these are my values I hold dear. But to go out and just riot, you are causing a fight between you and your opposition. All right. There should be no opposition in a country that should be united. And we have to work on getting back to being united. Now, that doesn't mean that if you see somebody doing wrong, just jump in and join them. It means we work together to hold each other to our values and our morals. We work together to hold each other accountable for our morals and our values. There must be morality in the United States. There must be morality everywhere. We must have a better, quieter, more peaceful resolution to our disagreements. President Trump is doing his best, and I believe he is doing a fine job. Let me remind you, I didn't start out as a true Trump supporter. But I went through and done some of my own research and my own homework. And, well, frankly, I liked what he had to say about the economy, about protecting the American people, the people in the United States. You never want open borders to a country in every area of the country. We have enough open space in the United States. We have open borders from state to state. We don't need open borders from country to country. That is just absolutely insanely stupid. So anyway, with the wall that's being built, he's not trying to be mean to Mexico. He's simply putting that there because there is a problem there with illegal immigration. And speaking of which, I will be doing a series on illegal immigration. You've got to know, though, that we've got to give any president more than 30 days, more than, there are many, many liberals in Congress, in the government, in the federal government, and even in state governments, who after the first 3 days wanted to impeach President Trump. And that is absolutely, unequivocally, totally and unequivocally unfair to President Trump. It is unfair. We must hold him accountable, but we must be fair. We must be fair with him and with each other. That means we don't go around smacking people, we don't go around being physically violent, but we must not stereotype every single person, just be it they be Mexican or they be any other nationality in the world. That's not fair to them. There are several Mexican Americans I know, for instance. I know at least one who was not only is a legal immigrant, Mexican immigrant, but has been in the United States for many, many years. In fact, I believe he was born in the United States, in a state called Texas. And many I've met of many nationalities. I met some very awesome Mexicans. I met some very awesome Ukrainians. And online I happen to know some very awesome Lithuanians. But even in my hometown, I've come across a couple Lithuanian families, which is it's a very rewarding experience to get into their culture a little bit and learn a little bit about their ways and their culture. With that being said, we live in the United States and we live a United States type life. That doesn't mean if you're Ukrainian, Mexican, Lithuanian, German, doesn't mean you can't live your values. It doesn't mean you can't be, support your own nationality, your values that were built that your parents, your mom and dad instilled in you. That doesn't mean that you can't support those. And as far as your languages go, I find some of those foreign languages very beautiful. Back to War and Peace. With stability, with strength and stability, only with strength and stability can there be peace in the United States and the world around us. Alright guys, thank you very much. God bless you. Take care.